just keep his phone plugged in. And I'm gonna figure out a place to put my phone in a moment. Let me wash my hands first. Oh shit. What's going on though, chat? It's been a while since I gone live on YouTube. I've been very busy recently. Today was the last day I had to work on my car. I fixed it today. So that's kind of why I'm going live, to, communicate with y'all guys and let y'all guys know what's going on. For the past 2 days, I've been working on my car. I had to replace my thermostat. And it was a pain in my ass at first, but thankfully today I got some help from my neighbor. He let me borrow some tools, which made it a lot easier for me. And I was actually able to replace the thermostat. And then I had a couple issues that I ran into afterwards. I had to burp my radiator and then put more coolant in there. And then I put my battery on the first time whenever I first put it back on. And yeah, but now my car is back to normal though. Bless you was gonna work, but I had to say it to him. Hey, I appreciate you calling, by the way. But like I'm saying, I just been working on my car these past couple of days. That's why I haven't really gone live or been active that much. If y'all were in the Discord though, y'all probably more than likely saw me in the Discord working on my car. I was in the server for the most part of me working on my car. Fucking hands been a pain in my ass. I cut my hands a little bit. That was also due to stream the other day when I was punching my camera. I fucking punched my camera too hard and hurt myself a bit. But hey, it was for the content, so it's worth it. Right now I'm washing my tattoo before I go to bed, and then I wanted to smoke up with y'all guys. Anyone who's up right now, I wanted to smoke up with y'all. But right now I'm just cleaning my tattoo real quick. I just gotta rinse it off, and then I gotta put some soap on this bitch, which is what I'm about to do right now. I know that noise sounds very weird. It's just me getting the soap in my hand and getting it all nice and ready to put on my tattoo. I don't really know how else to word it. But I'm just washing my tattoo and whatnot. Hopefully we got some people tapping in today's stream though. Also, I'm pretty sure my tattoo is fully healed now, for the most part. I think it's been about, I got the tattoo on the 25th, I want to say, of November. It's been a decent amount of time, honestly. I think it's been about maybe a week longer, if not longer. Actually, no, it's definitely been longer than a week. Today's Saturday? Yeah, it's definitely been a little bit longer than a week now. Almost on 2 weeks, actually, now I'm starting to think about it. For the most part, I think it's healed, only because it's not peeling anymore. Because, the only thing I'm experiencing is, the only thing I see on my tattoo is, what's it called, dead skin. That's really about it. I don't really see, any ink peeling or anything like that anymore. It's more just, dead skin. Okay. Now that I did that, though, I gotta apply my A&D, which is in my room right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and move my phone to my room and grab 2 paper towels though for whenever I apply my A&D so I can wipe it off. Just seen your message. Sorry, I've been busy as hell. No, you're all good, Solo Cali. I figured out what the problem was with my car. I used Google, and yeah, for the most part, I think it's fixed. I had turned it on earlier after I had burped my system, and I put new coolant in there. And then after I burped my system, I left it idling for I burnt my system for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then I drove around the block like 2 times, and then I kept it idling for a while, and then drove around the block again, kept it idling for a while, drove around the block again, and then let it idle, drove around the block again. I did it like 4 times. It did not overheat once. The only time it overheated was after I first initially installed the thermostat, and then I turned on the car and I let it heat up. That's when it first overheated. But I think it's because I never even like burped the system, or I never even put new coolant back in. But the one issue that I am experiencing though, I had a bunch of coolant like in a jug or whatnot from the last time I had flushed my coolant, like whatever was left over pretty much. I ended up having to use all of that to like refill my coolant. Um, and whenever I, took off the cap and was burping my system, I noticed that some of the bubbles were white. And then I looked into that and it said that I might possibly have a blown head gasket. But whenever I drove my car and whatnot, it wasn't overheating. So I'm just assuming it might just be a coincidence, or like maybe it's not as deep as I think it is. But the car was running fine today. Like, I'm gonna check on it again tomorrow, and I guess that'll kind of confirm whether or not, it's a bit deeper than it seems. But I mean, for now, it seems to be fine. And I appreciate all your help that you've been giving me solo Cali. Like, you honestly really did help me out a lot. And then I'm gonna give a shout out to my neighbors too, because my neighbor saw me working on my car today. He even saw me working on it yesterday, and he said he wanted to offer some help, but he was busy. Pretty much, he offered me some help this morning after he saw me working on my car again today, and he was like, "You need any help?" And I was like, "I actually need some WD-40." And he kind enoughly gave me a can of WD-40 for free. And then he also let me borrow some tools from him, which I didn't even need the WD-40 due to the fact that I borrowed those tools. Because what's it called? He had like a better wrench set than I did, and it was just a lot easier to get leverage. And like, it literally took like seconds whenever I used his wrench set compared to the one that I had. It was honestly kind of funny. But big shout out to the neighbor for helping me on some real shit. You don't watch the videos or nothing like that. He's actually an old man. I think he's retired, something like that. But the fact he came outside, was walking his dog, and then offered some help and even lended some tools to me and gave me WD-40 for free because I said I needed some. Like, I don't know. I got a lot of respect for him for that. And he even came out and offered more help whenever I had came out to like work on my car even more later on. He offered even more help. He's a pretty chill dude, honestly. On some real shit. I really like people like that. I don't know. I have a lot of respect for people like that who offer help. Like, I didn't even walk up to him or anything like that. He just saw me working on my car and just asked and offered help. And, I told him what I needed, and he went above and beyond. So I told my mom, I'm like, "Mom, we got to make him some cookies or brownies or something just to, like, kind of repay him." 'Cause, he went out of his way to do that type of shit. Yeah, everything you said is good. Use a mechanic now. So, my car is good. Like, you think there's nothing wrong with it. Because, like I said, I don't think it matters that it's bubbling white if it didn't overheat. If it was overheating, then I think it would be an issue. But because it's not overheating, I think we're in the clear. Because that's kind of also what I read online. I'm like, from what I read online, like, I did a lot of research. And honestly, working on the car wasn't too hard. It was more just like the labor part and like the elbow grease, which for me, it took me all day yesterday to get like all the stuff out of the way so I can get to the thermostat housing, which was still a pain in the ass. And then I couldn't get like 2 bolts off the thermostat housing, so I gave up yesterday. And then today, I tried to go back at it again, and then that's when my neighbor saw me struggling, offered some help, and yep, got it done. And then all of today has just been me like turning on my car, making sure it actually works, drove it around and whatnot. And yeah, yes, if you drove it around and let it idle like that and it didn't overheat, you're good. Yeah, bro, like I said, I let it idle. So the first time I let it idle, it overheated, but I didn't put any coolant in there. I didn't flush it or anything like that. So what I'm thinking is all the coolant that might have leaked out, it might have been a lot more than I you know, had thought, and it might have honestly been the whole fucking all of my coolant. Which in that case is kind of crazy to think about, but also keep in mind, I guess my thermostat wasn't working, so it wasn't opening and letting the fucking coolant pass through. So maybe that's another reason why my reservoir never really emptied. Is what I'm thinking. I don't know cars like that though. But like I said though, idled it, overheated, waited until it cooled down, and then when it cooled down, I put more. Actually, no. When it cooled down, I noticed that my reservoir lowered a bit. So then I filled my reservoir back up, and then once it fully cooled down, I opened up my radiator cap, and then that's when I noticed that it was like damn near empty. So I topped it off a bit, and then that's when I started the car and let it burp, and then while it burped, the reservoir like was going down, so I filled that up as it would, you know, burp and whatnot, and as it was going down, and yeah, bro, it went down. I ain't go cap. That shit ate all my coolant. Like I ain't got no more coolant. I gotta go buy more tomorrow, cause my reservoir is not full. It's like almost at low, so that's also another reason as to why I think my head gasket is blown, because it says that that could be another reason, like the fact that I'm going through so much coolant like that, like, because it wasn't like it was leaking from the bottom. There was nothing leaking on the bottom or anything like that. It just like genuinely just took all the fucking coolant. Like I don't know if that's normal. Like I'm just trying not to think about it, because I feel like the more I think about it, the more like energy. I don't know if this makes sense, but I feel like if I think about it more, then like it's gonna make it happen, or what I'm thinking is like really gonna happen, even though it might not happen. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but pretty much I did fucking, after I filled it up, I let it idle for a while, and then once it idled and it was finished burping, put the cap back on, fucking test drove it, let it sit idle for a minute, test drove it, let it sit idle for a minute, test drove it. Like I literally, what I would do is I go drive around my block like 2 times, come back to my house, take a bong rip, and then go drive around my block 2 times, and then take a bong rip, and then go drive around. I did it like 3-4 times. Like I'm not even capping. I was so high. Like I should have gone live and did it honestly, but I was in my Discord server chilling with whoever was in there. But like I said, though, I'm pretty sure my car is good. I'll probably go live in the morning tomorrow whenever I go to AutoZone to get my coolant. And then I think, does AutoZone also have like the scanners to like scan your car and like see what's wrong with it? Or do I need to go to a mechanic for that? Because, yeah, I want to check and get my car like professionally seen, just to like maybe see if like maybe I did or I do need to get, what's it called? Just in case head gasket did blow, because like I'm not sure, like I'm not a mechanic, I'm not a professional mechanic, you know, I don't know my shit. This is just from fucking me learning off of Google and whatnot. I don't think I have a blown head gasket, but I'd rather get a professional opinion on it than me just assume it and it actually be broken and me just like fuck up my car more. So yeah, they'll give you a machine, you'll plug it into your car, and they will tell you what's on there. Okay, I bet. So I'm gonna go to AutoZone tomorrow in the morning, and whenever I go, I'm gonna buy me some coolant. And then whenever I buy that coolant, I'm gonna ask them, I'm gonna be like, if they can scan my shit. Well, when they scan my shit, are they able to tell if my head gasket is blown, or will they not be able to tell that? Do I have to go and see a mechanic to like do that type of shit? I'm not too sure. I don't, like I said, I'm not. I'm starting to learn a lot more about cars now. Now that I've, you know, fucking put my hands in my engine and like fucked with it a bit. Not really like that though. I honestly don't. Do you have a check engine light on? Yeah, but I've had that check engine light on since I bought in the car. My what's it called? Uncle told me it was due to the fact I needed to get my coolant flushed and that I needed to change a mass airflow sensor. Is the two things that he said were why the light is on, and that's all he said. No, they can't diagnose anything like that. Okay. You should download Car Mechanic Simulator 2022. I learned a lot on that. I actually do have that. I'm not even gonna cap. I do have that game. I learned a little bit off of like I learned like a little bit. I didn't play it that much. That's why I didn't really learn much, but yeah, no, that game honestly is probably a very good game to like if you want to learn shit. I can't lie about that. Also, look, I'm gonna show you guys the tattoo because it's like now fully healed. Show you guys what it's looking like. We're gonna get this top one touched up. I believe the 20th of this month. And then this bottom one is all done. I think I'm gonna get it touched up just a little bit, like on these two little symbols right here. But that's about it. I need to rub this fucking A&D in a little bit more though. Cause that shit's shiny as fuck. I'm just glad that my fucking, yeah, that taught me a lot about suspension and engine bay shit. So it taught me a lot about like tires. I ain't go cap. I don't know why that's what I learned the most from that, but yeah, I learned a lot about like changing tires and like yeah, the suspension and whatnot, rather than like, because like when it came to the engine bay on that game, that shit looked so complicated to me, so I just never like touched it. But so I'd have to go to a mechanic to diagnose if I have a blown head gasket, but to check my check engine light and figure out what my check engine light reason is, I can get that at AutoZone is what I'm assuming. Solar Cali was, yeah, that's what I'm assuming what Brody was saying, because he said no, they can't diagnose anything like that. And I do have a check engine light on, which like I said, whenever I went to get my oil changed, they actually told me about that I had my check engine light on and that I needed my coolant flushed, but I told them I already got it flushed, that someone did it for me. So yeah, I don't know how that works or whatnot, but I'm gonna just take this bomber because I feel like I'm yapping. Cheers. All right, chat. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call a stream here. I know it was a quick one. I really just wanted to like communicate with y'all guys why I haven't been live the past 2 days. Which like I said was just because I had to be, or I've been working on my car. But I'm done. I just got to do like a couple little things. So it's just get coolant, and then I want to make sure that there's nothing else I need to work on. And yeah, so y'all guys have a fantastic rest of y'all's night. Keep positive, keep vibey. You already know the motherfucking vibes. I will catch y'all guys in the morning more than likely. So y'all be sure to stay tuned for that. Not sure about what time. That's the only thing, because TempStayHigh works on a day-to-day basis schedule. Not gonna lie, I don't have like a set schedule. But hey, that's what unemployment does to you. But chat, I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, head out of here. I'll catch y'all guys later. Y'all have a good rest of y'all's night.